What are you doing basically?
I'm the CEO.
I mean the institution itself.
We are a social justice organization for young women and girls.
I see.
Yeah.
So City Institute. Lebu Ramafoko.
Could I ask you to just step back a bit? There's a bit of cake there. You can just stand there.
By
Lebu
the tape.
Ramafoko.
Oh, okay. Come towards me.
Thank you very much again. Guests continue to be flooding in here in this auditorium, which takes about 1,000 guests, and it is getting full to capacity right now. With us at the moment, we have Lebu Ramafoku. She is the CEO of Soul City Institute. Lebu, thank you very much for coming here. And tell us, how do you feel like being here today at this lecture of President Nelson Mandela?
It's a great occasion. We are honoring a great man and everything that he has taught us in South Africa. But more importantly, as a social justice organization for young women, the fact that this year's lecture is focusing on centering gender is very important. I have brought with me 100 young women from various townships in Cape Town who are going to listen to the lecture today, listen to what policymakers and lawmakers are saying. But also, we will be having a discussion in Khayelitsha with the Deputy Secretary General, Amina Mohammed, tomorrow, with the Rise Young Women Girls, who will then ask questions about how do all of these policies apply to their day-to-day lives. How do you make sure as a young woman that if we are saying men and women are equal, and women have a right to access all opportunities, what do you do when it is not your lived experience? They are also going to be speaking truth to power. They are going to be sharing what their experiences have been and what their obstacles have been. So it will just not only be talk, but it will also be how do we translate that talk into action.
Talking about that, I mean, the of violence against women, especially that President Mandela has taught you about the respect for women.
President Mandela did not shy away from the fact that we are brought up within a patriarchal context. And he himself knew that as a man and a man with power, the whole issue of gender equality affects him as well. You have seen that he was concerned particularly with children and young women. And what he has taught us is that we need not say we are African. We need not say that we can push some of these things and sweep them under the carpet. He was one person who was always a leader. When wrong was wrong, despite the fact that we were under apartheid, he would speak out against that wrong. And we believe that even right now, he would be championing the cause of women, in particular young, who are most vulnerable in South Africa.
Agent, I mean, next 100 years old. What message do you have out there, especially to young women?
Went on a tour of Robben Island this morning with young person in South Africa, regardless of race, regardless of gender, could just go and spend a moment to understand how we got to where we are, so that when we continue fighting as a society and we say we are fighting for a just society, we do know that in the dark days, that is what Madiba fought for. And we are spitting on his grave when we are not advancing the ideals that he said he is prepared to live for and he is prepared to die for, if we are not going to advance what he taught us.
Thank you very much, Lebu. That's Lebu Ramafuku, an activist for social justice, among the guests here who are coming here to honor the legacy of President Nelson Mandela. We'll be coming back to you in the studio, and the show still continues. Okay. Mr. Langa, you can come.
Where are you standing now? So can you just stand here by the... Yes, thank you.
Mr. Langa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Good.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Polly, Tabo, we have Mr. Langa here with us. Okay. And then I start again. Yebo. Do you think so? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We'll just borrow one quickly. Our producers there, Mr. Langa, they say it will be good if we can talk to you holding one of those books. So it's so that we'll just borrow one.
Okay.
How is that? How is that, Polly?
Could you keep it higher?
Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you very much once again. As I just said earlier, that the guest continues to come in. We have now an author, an academic, Mr. Mandla Langa. Mr. Mandla Langa will be known. He is the author or the editor of the newly released book about the lives and times of President Nelson Mandela, Dare Not Linger, the presidential years. Mr. Langa, thank you very much for being here. And we are here today in this lecture. I'm sure this is not the first lecture that you have attended. How do you feel like?
Well, I feel very happy to be here, to be part of this unfolding event. And I think that it's something that South Africans should be proud to be hosting in Cape Town.
You written this book. I've read it myself. Quite a very fantastic book indeed. And in writing this book, I mean, tell us more about it. Did you get these memos from Mr. Mandela himself? Just tell us a little bit about it.
The Nelson Mandela Foundation, working together with my publishers, that is Penn Macmillan, got a hold of the 70,000 word manuscript that the big man, Nelson Mandela himself, had written. And so I had to work with those 70,000 words to make sure that together with the research that was from the people that he had worked with, that is Joel Nechitenje and Tony True, to produce material which gives voice to Mandela's words.
It's quite some time now. I think it's almost a month the book has been published. How is the reception?
The reception has been phenomenal. I've just come back from traveling in various countries in the United Kingdom and the Netherlands. And the way it's been received, people have been queuing up for 2 hours just to get signatures as soon as they've bought the book.
I was just talking to one of our guests here saying that President Nelson Mandela will all agree that he remains the living legend in South Africa. And next year he's turning 100 years. What's your message out there for the people?
I think Nelson Mandela taught us to become real human beings. And so the message is also for young people to remember the teachings of this great man, to remember what it is to have integrity, to work towards making sure that democracy prevails. And so that is the message I would like to give to the young people and to the world.
Mr. Mandla Langa, thank you very much for your time. And that's the author, the academic, Mr. Mandla Langa, the man who written one of the bestsellers about the president himself, President Nelson Mandela, and is back to the studio once again. More. One more. Getting my producer to go and fetch them. Alfire Snake has a
8 minutes.
producer.
2. But what time is it to start? Half past, eh?
Yeah.
Is it half past not at 2?
No, the proceeding starts at 2.
Oh.
The speaker speaks at 2:30.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, I can hear them. Come again? No, I can only hear you. They are very faint, actually.
Are you just going to add up or what?
Give me that paper.
Come on. Come to me. Come to me. More. 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 Come more, man. Come closer to me. Oh, there.
We have a guest.
Do it?
We have a guest.
Oh. Before we have a kiss. Before we have another kiss.
What do you mean?
Should we? Alicia, as we do another kiss?
It looked like we'll go to the studio now.
You should actually have one of those orange.
No, no.
I know I'm wearing a suit, so you might not know me.
Oh. You are MD17.
Joseph, you're live.
He's alive, man. Hey, he's alive.
Yes, because that's news. You're not supposed to listen. Camera 5.
You want to put it here?
No, no, okay, fine.
Okay.
For when proceedings, we also be doing a crossing with
Yeah. Well, How is it?
I don't know, I can run it then, because now there's people, you see, once people are in, I can move it to just.
Madiba, by the way, the Hajj and Barak, they received the, what do they call it? What from the city of Cape Town? I think they are honorary citizens of Cape Town.
The vouchers.
Yeah.
And who's the other name you mentioned?
Barack Obama.
I think, yeah, he's also got freedom of the city.
Yeah, but the freedom of the city.
Yeah, it's freedom of the city.
Those
Him
guys-
and
And Hajj and Madiba, yeah.
Those bags look beautiful.
That's why we can move them just
Just a
little
little
this
bit,
way.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
Just
even
here,
think
that-
Clinton as well.
Just there.
He's also got freedom of the city.
Yeah.
Where did I see this? PE had a whole wall of who's got.
Oh,
No, it wasn't PE. There's a whole thing of who's got oh, it wasn't PE. They said all the towns.
Oh, I
got
see.
the freedom of the 12 cities.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, most of them were
Herschel, you shot me.
Cape Town.
Oh, I see.
Where, Bershon?
Go. Flash, Herschel.
And then you go to Joburg,
Amina Mohammed.
go and cancel other carpets. Why don't you my shop to where you get that? Actually, I wasn't looking at the camera. But when you told me to see if that monitor works.
Well, the hall is full. I was not lying. So.